Last month, the problem child made his comeback against Anderson Silva. In the main event of the Showtime pay-per-view, a unanimous decision put the YouTuber's record at 6-0. The fight was the most back and forth of Paul's career so far, but a key knockdown in the 8th round ended it. Since then, the YouTuber turned boxer has called out a lot of names. Longtime rival Tommy Fury is one of them. Will the fight that everyone wants to see finally happen? It began with Jake Paul accepting to fight real boxer Tommy Fury to decide $2.9 million feud. Jake Paul confirmed that he was finally fighting Tommy Fury at Madison Square Garden on August 6th. The pair were originally due to clash last year before Fury, the brother of world heavyweight champion Tyson, pulled out through illness and injury. But now, after months of trash talk, a date and venue have been announced, with Paul sharing the headline spot with 7-time world champion Amanda Serrano in New York. Speaking on social media, Paul said, "Okay people, he grew a set overnight. It's official. I'm taking this little Fury's head off." Paul then took to social media, mocking Fury in a video where he dressed up as the former Love Island contestant and his partner Julia Rose dressed as the Love Islanders' girlfriend Molly May Hay. But Paul then got serious, saying he was sick of the swipes he hadn't faced a real boxer. The YouTuber admitted Tommy is taller, has been boxing 4 times as long, and has longer arms and way more ring experience. The announcement comes after Paul accused Fury of trying to wriggle out of negotiations on Wednesday. Just hours later, Fury responded, "The fight is on, August 6th. Forget a team or any other BS. I don't need anybody to help me lay you flat on that canvas. Oh, and thanks for finally signing the drug testing. You only agreed to it when you realized the fight was at risk. Who needs who?" And he backed that up with a confirmation video on Thursday in which he told fans that the contracts had been signed and the fight was on. Paul then posted the fight poster moments later as the August 6th date was announced. Next, Jake Paul responds to Tommy Fury's latest excuse, as British boxer is denied entry to the USA, days after Tyson Fury was also refused, as KSI makes offer to save August fight. Fury was set to fly out to America to attend the pair's first press conference, but was prevented from doing so just days after his brother Tyson was banned from entering the US. The problem child remains confident that his fight with Fury will go ahead as planned, and accused the Love Island star of coming up with another excuse to avoid their fight after he previously got pulled out of their December date due to injury. "Tommy, no matter how hard you try to get out of this fight, I'm going to do everything in my power to not let you weasel your way out," Paul wrote on social media. Paul's YouTube rival KSI offered him the chance to save the fight with Fury by fighting on his UK card later this year. Fury posted a video on social media explaining that he had been barred from traveling to America due to an undisclosed reason that he apparently should have been aware of. 10 days prior, WBC heavyweight champion Tyson was reportedly refused entry into the USA due to his connections with Daniel Kinahan. The boxing advisor was sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury, which named him as a major figure in the Kinahan Organized Crime Group, or KOCG, back in April. It was subsequently reported that 600 people with connections to the KOCG had been banned from the U.S. as a result. Paul has since revealed he intends to move on from the match. Jake Paul ended up giving Fury a deadline. As you may recall, if you care about this, Fury was denied a visa to enter the United States, which scrapped the New York press conference for their scheduled August 6th fight on Showtime PPV at Madison Square Garden. Since then, it's been pretty quiet. Paul has made out that all Fury has to do is go to the embassy and a magic wand is waved and he'll be granted entry. But as we've pointed out, there is very likely a lot more to it than that. But this version allows Jake Paul to look really good and for Tommy Fury to look like he's scared of Jake Paul. So obviously that's the way Paul will go with it. And why wouldn't he? Either way though, Paul gave Fury until Wednesday that week to get things settled, or they would move on, saying that they have 3 other opponents lined up for a fight that will take place in 4 weeks. Fury, who's 8-0 with 4 knockouts, is at the moment still officially the opponent for Paul, who's 5-0 with 4 knockouts on August 6th. But there's a very real chance that it will be someone else. 37-year-old UFC veteran Nate Diaz has been brought up a lot as a potential opponent and would fit the general criteria for Paul's opponents to date, though I think he'd be more dangerous than Ben Askren, who can't box and doesn't have hips or whatever, or Tyron Woodley, who generally just doesn't throw punches. Diaz is a proper weirdo. Paul has said that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. will not be the opponent, telling CompuBox's Dan Canabio that Chavez was near the top of the list, but unfortunately going through rehab at the moment. There's also the chance that this does get settled in the next 48 hours, and hooray, a bunch of free promo and drama added to the fight. Now, recently, Jake Paul has pretty much agreed to fight Tommy Fury in the UK next February. YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul might be booked against Tommy Fury once again. Last month, the problem child made his comeback against Anderson Silva, the YouTuber's best best challenge came from The Spider, a Showtime pay-per-view event, but Paul won because he knocked out his opponent in the 8th round. After winning, the YouTuber turned boxer challenged Nate Diaz again. The Stockton native finished his UFC contract in September by submitting Tony Ferguson. Since he left the MMA promotion, he has also hinted at a move to the boxing ring. Instead of fighting the UFC veteran, the boxer hinted last week that he would fight Andrew Tate. The controversial kickboxer has made a name for himself with his controversial opinions online, which have gotten him banned from several platforms. He too has hinted that he might switch to boxing, but now there is a new competitor in the Jake Paul contest. Over the weekend, the YouTuber went to Dubai to watch Floyd Mayweather fight Deji Olatunji for the first time since his last fight. Money won with a knockout in the 6th round, but Paul's conversation with Tommy Fury was the bigger story. TNT went back into the ring for a show match against Rolly Lambert, which ended in a draw. After what happened in the ring, Fury and his father tried to fight Paul, who was watching from the stands. After the event, John Fury said that he was talking with the YouTuber's team. Now Jake Paul has said that the fight might happen in February. He challenged Fury on Twitter and said he was ready to fight his longtime enemy in either Manchester or London. Paul also made sure to say that even though he agreed, it was now Fury's turn to do something. If the fight happens, it will be the 3rd time they've been scheduled to fight. Finally, Jake Paul dismisses Tommy Fury's chances against him in a boxing match. Jake Paul doesn't think that Tommy Fury had much to offer him in the ring. Tommy Fury and Jake Paul are reportedly talking a lot. TNT was supposed to face the YouTuber twice, but both times they backed out. After Fury returned to the ring earlier this month, he got into a fight with Jake Paul, who was watching from the sidelines. If the fight really does happen, the boxer with a bad reputation doesn't think it will be hard. Paul played down a fight with Fury when he was on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani not long ago. He thought he wouldn't need to train at all for the fight. Yes, people are interested. I think it's fine if his team takes the financial risk and puts on the event, as Paul said. I just don't want to take the chance anymore because I think he'll probably back out again. But I'm good at fighting, easy compared to Anderson. He kept going. The kid is a beginner. He's never fought a good opponent. He has never even been in a fight that lasted 8 rounds. People call him a professional boxer and respect him as a professional boxer, even though he's been doing it his whole life. He just doesn't have as much experience as I do. So I would love for him to lose that title. For that fight, I wouldn't even have to train. I would still train because I'm a pro, but I wouldn't have to train to fight him, he said. Unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we had for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel.